Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome back to Maddie's Nutrition Mailbag. We're loading. Okay. All right, my computer's been a little slow. Okay, so welcome back to Maddie's Nutrition Mailbag. Today, the question of the day is, what are your thoughts on the Whole30 diet? So I'm gonna dive into that. Hello, Denise. Oh, you're right on time. I can always count on you on joining. How are you? And then topic of the day are some healthier restaurant options. I know restaurants are opening up. Restaurants are doing takeout, where now you can sit and eat at some. Or if you're getting takeout, we're going to talk about some healthier options. Good to hear, Denise. Okay. It's 12:30. Let's get going. All right. So, question of the day, what are my thoughts on the Whole30 diet? I'm going to go into talking a little bit about what the background of this diet, and then we'll kind of talk about the pros and the cons and what I think. So, Whole30 is a 30-day elimination diet that promotes eating only whole foods. So it was designed by Melissa and Doug Hartwig, and I'll talk a little bit about them later. They're not dietitians, they're not doctors. They have some limited background in nutrition, but no credentialing or qualifications in terms of nutrition. So like I said, it's an elimination diet. So it does promote whole foods, but it also eliminates a lot of nutritious foods as well. So that's red flag number one for me. I'll go into it. That it eliminates foods in general, regardless of if a diet eliminates less nutritious foods or nutritious foods. Just the idea of completely eliminating something out of a diet should be a red flag. It's never really necessary unless you have a medical condition or disease or food allergy that warrants eliminating something from your diet. It has a list of allowed versus not allowed foods. Another red flag, any diet that promotes good versus bad foods just doesn't promote a healthy relationship with food. So the foods that are allowed on this diet are, you strictly can only eat these foods. It's very strict. Are meat, seafood, eggs, fruits and vegetables, natural animal fats like butter or ghee, and then herbs and spices. The foods that are not allowed include any sugar, real or artificial, alcohol, grains in general, legumes, dairy products, so yogurt, cheese, and milk, seed oils, so like peanut oil, MSG, carrageenan, sulfites, and then any baked goods or anything that resembles like a treat, so like muffins, cookies, brownies, pizza, tortillas. So even if these foods have the approved ingredients, like for example, like cauliflower pizza with the cauliflower crust. So cauliflower flour is allowed in the diet, but if it's in the form of a pizza crust, it's not allowed. The purpose of this diet that they claim is to put an end to craving less nutritious foods, to restore a healthy metabolism, to promote a healthy immune system, and to heal your digestive tract. The actual Whole30 diet book created by Melissa and Doug has some claims to it, such as like they promise that the diet will lower chronic systemic inflammation. There's no clinical evidence for this diet that shows that. Yes, some of the foods that are on the avoid list um, have been shown to be associated with inflammation, such as sugar, highly processed foods, alcohol. But many of the foods that they put on the avoid list are shown to improve gut health and immunity, such as legumes, whole grains, and dairy products that contain probiotics, such as like kefir or most yogurts. So, the elimination part itself is a red flag, even if the diet is eliminating less nutritious foods. This is eliminating entire food groups like, dairy, legumes, a great plant-based protein, and whole grains. Grains, legumes, and dairy aren't bad for you, unless you, like I said, you have a dairy allergy or you need to be avoiding certain types of grains, such as, wheat if you're gluten-free or you have celiacs, I mean. It also promotes those animal fats, which are high in saturated fat, like butter. So they approve that when, plenty of evidence has shown that saturated fat isn't healthy for your cholesterol levels, isn't healthy for heart health. The diet also argues that you must eat animal protein in order to have a complete diet. This just isn't necessary. You can have there is a little bit more planning required if you're going to be vegetarian or vegan to ensure that you're having a well-balanced diet with plenty of the essential amino acids and vitamins and minerals. It is absolutely doable. You do not need to be having animal proteins in your diet, and a plant-based diet of whole foods has been shown to be really beneficial to reducing your risk of lots of chronic diseases. So that's just a little, science kind of contradicts this. The diet is really contradictory in and of itself. They often say one thing and then something else that contradicts it. So like they'll say you have to eat animal protein to get all the nutrients that you need, but then they say that you can't have dairy products. So those are, dairy products are a form of animal protein. So they say that you have to have animal protein, and then they say, oh, but you can't have dairy. You can eat, X, Y, and Z foods, but you can't eat them if they're combined in a form of what would be like a treat. So like I said, you can have cauliflower, but if you're having a cauliflower crust pizza that has all of the approved ingredients, that wouldn't be allowed on the diet because it's in the form of a treat food. You can have fruit on the diet, but you can't have it as dessert, which is just, I don't understand the reasoning behind that. And then there's the unhealthy food rules. So, they have the good versus bad list, the allowed versus not allowed foods. They encourage kind of like a perfection mindset. So like this diet is for 30 days. If you so much as have like a taste or a bite of one of the not allowed foods, you have to start all over. So, this just doesn't create a healthy relationship with food. I don't recommend this diet in general. If you have a history of an eating disorder or disordered eating, this is not a good idea. They like I said, they have the too good to be true claims. So they claim that a variety of diseases and symptoms can be magically eliminated. They say that. That's just too good to be true. Like I said, there's no clinical evidence that supports this. The scientific claims that they do use as their citations have all been debunked. It's just not legitimate. It's not evidence-based. It's not science supported. The authors or the creators of this diet have a limited background in nutrition. Like I said, neither of them are dietitians, which is something that you want to look for in a diet, is if dietitians are supporting it. The good components of this diet, I guess, in general, it supports, the consumption of whole foods. So it's emphasizing fruits, it's emphasizing vegetables, proteins, and whole foods in general. And it also promotes, low or no added sugar, which, is beneficial. However, if you want to be having more fruits and vegetables, more whole foods, less added sugar, you don't need to be following such a strict Whole30 diet to do that. You don't need to be completely eliminating entire foods from your diet in order to do this. Um, you probably won't develop any sort of deficiency by going on this diet, but it's unnecessary, it's strict, and it can harm your relationship with food. So that's the bottom line of the Whole30. That's my breakdown of it. Um, it's not going to harm you, I don't think, nutrition wise. It can absolutely harm you in terms of how you view food and eating, and it can take the joy out of eating. So overall, I don't recommend this diet. It's not necessary. So moving on to the topic of the day, and as always, if anybody has any questions that come up as I'm talking, feel free to comment them below. Topic of the day are some healthier restaurant options. So like I said, some restaurants are opening up. I know, I live in Rhode Island now, and you can eat outside. You can still get takeout. If you find that you're, working from home, or you're finding that you want to, it's hot out, you don't want to be cooking at home, you might find that you're getting takeout or going out to eat more often, and you're looking for some healthier options when you do that. We can talk about this, about, just some tips for making your meals a little bit more nutrient dense. Just a little disclaimer, don't try any of these healthier tips or that I say or that you might read, if it's going to take the joy out of eating the food. So like if you hate zucchini, like don't try to force yourself to eat like zoodles, like the zucchini pasta, just because you think it's healthier. First of all, pasta isn't bad for you. You can absolutely have that 100%. But like if I can't pretend that the zoodles are pasta for me. That just doesn't work. Sometimes I like to add zoodles to my pasta, and for a little bit extra veggie boost. But if this is something that's going to take if there's a tip that you're trying, like you're trying to make tacos out of like the lettuce cups, and you're like, this doesn't cut it for me. Like I hate this. Like eat the tacos. Just don't make sure I think it's fine to make a healthy swap as long as you enjoy it and it still tastes good and satisfies you, mentally and physically. But if it doesn't, if you're forcing yourself to eat lettuce tacos or zoodles and you hate it, then don't do it. Just eat the pasta, eat the regular tacos. That's my disclaimer. Also, if you're going out to eat as a treat and to enjoy yourself, don't worry too much or don't worry at all about making it super nutrient dense. Not every meal has to be nutrient dense, and it shouldn't be, that's not, we eat for a variety of reasons, for satisfaction, for enjoyment, to be with other people, not just to nourish ourselves. So if you're going out to eat and it's like you're going for a birthday or it's just a treat or whatever, don't worry too much about, making it healthy. That being said, restaurant food, is typically higher in calories, saturated fat, sugar sometimes, even at dinner meals, and sodium as well. And portions can be like anywhere from like 2 to like 4 or 5 times larger than, recommended. So if you eat out a lot or it's part of your regular weekly routine, this can really add up. So here's some tips for keeping it on the healthier side if you're looking to have a more nutrient dense meal. So when you're having starters or entrees, take this opportunity to fill up on your fruits and veggies, and to kind of, fill up on those first. Get a serving or two of fruits and veggies in so that when your entree comes in, you're not absolutely famished, and you also, made sure that you got a serving or two of really nourishing, nutrient dense fruits and veggies. So this could be like if you're going out to get like Japanese or sushi, I like to get the edamame in the, the pod, or it's a great source of plant-based protein as well. Or like a seaweed salad is really good, or those fresh spring rolls, not the fried ones, but like the fresh ones in the rice paper with like carrots and cabbage. Maybe it has some like shrimp in it, or basil, red pepper. Or if you're getting pizza or Italian or whatever, get a side salad to start with the dressing on the side, so you can kind of control how much goes in it. Or veggies and dips, so like veggies and hummus, or maybe having veggies and hummus before you go out to eat so that you're filling up a little bit. You're not famished by the time you get to the restaurant and you got a serving of veggies in first. Or you can do like a broth-based or a veggie-based soup. If you're going out to breakfast, you can order a fruit salad to start or grapefruit. Um, Moving on to the entrees. So some three things to kind of keep in mind is your fiber. So these are found in your whole grains and your fruits and your vegetables. This is going to be what fills you up, what keeps you full. And fiber has a lot of other benefits too. So looking for those, where's my fruits, where's my veggies, where's my whole grains? And then with your proteins, so like whether it's your plant-based protein or your animal-based protein, look for options, like look for the keywords like steamed, broiled, grilled, baked versus you want to try to limit the fried or tempura, which is also fried, battered, which means fried as well, crispy, breaded. Protein is important in your entree meals to help balance blood sugars, helps to fill you up as well and give you a little bit more sustainable energy. So just choosing those lean proteins and the way that they're cooked is really important too. So grilled, broiled, baked, steamed are all good options. So like for example, if you're going out to get Chinese food, choosing if you really like General Gao chicken and you're looking to make it a little bit healthier this time, choose steamed or baked chicken with a side of the General Gao sauce on the side rather than on top, so you can kind of control how much you're putting on. And you can have it over steamed veggies with a serving of the rice on the side. A lot of times with Chinese dishes or it's like served on like a bed of rice. Rice in and of itself isn't bad, but the portion size of the rice that it's served on is typically very large. So if you get it over a bed of steamed veggies, get your rice in the little container on the side. You can go for brown rice to get that whole grain in, that extra boost of some good vitamins and minerals and a fiber as well. So yeah, with the sauces, I just want to say too is like sauces can be a big culprit of like that added sodium, sometimes sugar, saturated fat, extra calories. So just look out for those creamy or cheese-based those sauces. Those are going to have a lot more fat calories than your like broth-based or your vegetable-based sauces like chutneys or salsas or tomato-based sauces. So you can opt for foods with those veggie-based sauces or with foods that are flavored or seasoned with just herbs and spices instead of a sauce. So that's another thought. If you're getting like Indian food, opt for like those vegetable based sauces rather than the cream or the coconut milk based dishes. So like tiki masala is that really creamy based sauce, so delicious, but that is going to contain a lot of that saturated fat and calories. Same with the paneer based dishes. So like paneer is Indian cheese. So cheese in general just is high in sodium, high in saturated fat. So just look out for that. You can try a tandoori dish instead, which means that it's grilled instead of fried. Chana masala is really good too. That's like a spiced chickpea dish. So that's a dish that's like herbs and spices are the seasoning rather than like a heavy creamy sauce. Same with dal, which is a lentil dish, good plant-based protein. My personal favorite is aloo gobi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's a potato and cauliflower dish that's seasoned with spices rather than like a heavy creamy sauce. And then you can always do your brown rice with your Indian dishes or do it over veggies with your rice on the side. Again, if you're getting like Italian or pasta dishes, Italian food is generally, pasta heavy or can be. So choosing maybe a red sauce or a clam sauce based dish rather than that creamy cheesy option. Pasta primavera is a great option. That's pasta sauteed with lots of veggies, and then you can choose like a protein like shrimp or chicken on it. or you can do like share a pasta dish and a salad with somebody. Sharing with somebody is always a great option as well. Like I said, portion sizes can be anywhere from like 2 to 5 times the recommended amount when you go out to eat. So sharing with somebody or packing some up to take home with you is a great option to kind of practice a little bit of portion control. And then ask for your sauces and your dressings on the side. Otherwise, eat your meal mindfully, slow down and enjoy your food. So like some tips for slowing down include, chewing your bite that you take maybe 15 or 20 times, or putting your fork down in between bites, or taking a sip of water in between bites, like really slowing down, enjoy your food. This is going to allow your stomach to take time to catch up with your brain, let you know where you are in terms of hunger and satiety or hunger and fullness cues. So be aware of those cues, take a second to listen to your stomach, check in, how hungry am I? Am I still hungry? Am I feeling full? It's easy to overeat when you have such a large portion in front of you. So just continue to check in with your body and assess if you're getting full. Drink water, between sips. And otherwise, enjoy your meal. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I have for today in terms of my review of the Whole30 diet, and then just my basic tips for healthier restaurant options, whether you're sitting in a restaurant or getting takeout. And in the meantime, as always, comment your email. I will add you to my nutrition newsletter. I will see you back here. It's going to be August when I'm back. Oh no, it's not going to be August. It's going to be July 31st. I'll be back on here. But in the meantime, message me on Facebook, email me, drop into my office hours. I've posted my office hours on here below. So if you go into the photos, you'll see a post onto how you can get onto my office hours. This is where you can just call in to say hi if you have a nutrition question, or you want to be anonymous and you want to ask me something personal about nutrition, or you just want to do like a wellness check-in. I'm here for you. I have my office hours Monday through Thursday. And you're welcome to comment with any topics or questions that you want me to cover for next week. And in the meantime, enjoy the beautiful weekend, stay cool, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.